Any show. My thanks to the team, senior producer Claire Darmody, producer Mike Hogan, researchers JJ Clark, Emma Haggard and Alex Rowley, broadcast assistant Emery Kane and Cormac McDonough on sound. Up next, it's Lunchtime Live with Andrea Gilligan.
Market Watch
with Bank of Ireland's Invested series. Improve your knowledge of investing. Register now at bankofireland.com/invested. Bank of Ireland is a tied agent of New Ireland Assurance Company PLC, trading as Bank of Ireland Life for life assurance and pensions business. Member of Bank of Ireland Group.
In Dublin, the ISEC index of Irish shares is trading down 39 points at 8222, while in London, the FTSE is trading up 47 points at 7833.
Your whole week is lined up, everything's ready, locked and loaded, and then all of a sudden work starts backing up, and you're no longer running smoothly, but we're just keeping on top of it. So I don't have to worry about it, and I just can sit back and go, right, that's grand.
Sage customers like Sean keep their business running smoothly with our helpful accounting and payroll tools. Sage, helping business flow.
CarsIreland.ie presents When Car Buying Becomes Catfishing.
What do you think? It's a lot of leopard print. Cheetah, actually.
Cars Ireland isn't just fast and easy. We only work with trusted dealerships, so you can find the right car without the unwanted surprises. CarsIreland.ie. Click, click. Vroom, vroom.
The kings of the Superstore car park. They can be found packing their Skodas to the rafters, knowing a Fabia will fit 4 fruit lips with ease. And the Camic can cram an extra Knauf and Knub for the garden. Nice. These titans have the meat balls to know that any Skoda is the perfect car for them. So choose yours from our new range today. Skoda. Let's explore.
Lucky you dealing with me, the car and home insurance meister. Listen, kid, sir, I've got a great deal for you today. Not as good as the deal I got for you driving.
Why is it this hard to save a bit of money on simple car or home insurance? Well, getting a quote from OnPost Insurance is never this hard. For car and home insurance that's a little more human, call 0818 222222 or visit onpostinsurance.ie.
The driveway's going to win a prize, man.
Acceptance criteria, terms, conditions apply. One Direct Ireland Limited trading as OnPost Insurance is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. One Direct Ireland Limited is a wholly owned subsidiary of OnPost. Home insurance underwritten by Aviva Insurance Ireland DAC. Best prices online.
It's so beautiful here. The sun shines, the water glistens, the people they laugh. When there's a grand stretch in the evening, we dine al fresco. This truly is La Dolce Vita. Bravo, Irlanda. Bravo.
Planning your summer holiday? Italy has nothing on Ireland. In this Saturday's Irish Independent, discover the Fab 50, Ireland's best places to stay in 2023. Irish Independent, up close and independent.
So you're saying mental health difficulties can be smaller things?
Yeah.
Like trouble sleeping?
Yeah.
Or if I'm always stressed, like?
Yeah.
Or often anxious?
They're all part of your mental health.
Thought those were separate.
Nope. They're all connected.
Hey, how do you know all this anyway?
Sure, I've been there myself.
Anxiety, ongoing stress, low mood or trouble sleeping, they're all part of your mental health. Make the connection and find support that can help at yourmentalhealth.ie from the HSE.
It's nearly 12 p.m. Right now we're helping small businesses to grow by shrinking their expenses with the Advantage card from On Post Commerce.
Lunchtime Live with Andrea Gilligan. This is News Talk.
Hello, good afternoon. 1800 453 106 is the number if you want to join us today. First of all, coming up, do you welcome US President Joe Biden to Ireland? I'll be talking to a mum scammed out of a wheelchair for her 13-year-old daughter. And will the cut to the electric car grant deter you from buying an EV? But before that, here's Eamon with the latest news headlines.
On 106 to 108 FM, on the News Talk app, powered by Gold Out and smart speakers. This is News Talk.
It's 12 o'clock good afternoon. The Justice Ministers admitted there will be a significant cost in Garda overtime for the US President's visit. Simon Harris says the exact figure can't be calculated just yet, but Minister Harris told News Talk it's well worth the investment.
There will, of course, be significant costs associated with this. We don't know them yet. They won't crystallise yet. But to be honest, those costs, I think, will pale into significance with the benefit of the visit.
The PSNI has identified the security breach around the visit of Joe Biden to Belfast. BBC Radio Ulster reports a document showing where the US President is staying in Northern Ireland, as well as the phone numbers of senior PSNI officers, was found on the street. In a statement, the PSNI has said it's aware of the breach and is looking into it. Partners are still being restricted from attending antenatal appointments, according to campaigners for better maternity care. They're calling for an end to all maternity restrictions, including the ban on siblings being able to visit their new brother or sister. Linda Kelly from the Better Maternity Care Group says it continues to have a negative impact on families.
People want to be able to bring their other children in to visit a newborn, and I think that's entirely reasonable now at this post-COVID period.
The VHI recorded a net surplus of €34.3 million last year. That's down from €65.3 million in 2021. The health insurance firm had gross private health premium income of €1.6 billion, up from €1.58 billion the previous year. Its total membership now consists of 1.17 million customers, an increase of just over 23,000 on 2021. Strong winds are hitting Ireland as part of Storm Noah. It has been named by the French Met Office with a serious a status yellow warning in place for 20 counties. Only those in the northeast are left out, and the alert runs until 8 o'clock tonight. And Elon Musk says his dog has replaced him as CEO of Twitter. The billionaire took over the platform after buying it for over €44 billion last October. Musk told the BBC he has stepped down and has promoted his dog instead. That's it for now. More at 1.
$12.70 at Super Value gets you 40 washes with Ariel washing powder. At Aldi, only $8.36 gets you 40 washes with Almat washing powder, plus washing up liquid, plus all-purpose cleaner, plus polish, plus bleach, plus bathroom and window cleaner, and still have $4.34 left over. You won't just like more value, you'll love it. Aldi, every day amazing. Super Value price checked on supervalue.ie 4th of 4th 23. Super Value may sell equivalent own brand products at lower prices. Details at aldi.ie/swap. Exclusive offers, products and prices may vary.
OTB Sports on News Talk.
With IP Telecom, powering Irish business communications since 2010. Visit iptelecom.ie.
Good afternoon, I'm Carl Mullaney. Real Madrid manager Carlo Ancelotti says he's sad to see Chelsea struggle this season. The Italian goes up against his former club tonight in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Kick-off their first leg encounter at the Bernabeu is at 8 o'clock, and at the same time in Italy, AC Milan take on Serie A leaders Napoli. Marcus Rashford has been ruled out of Manchester United's Europa League quarter-final against Sevilla on Thursday. The England forward is nursing a muscle injury after being substituted in last weekend's Premier League win over Everton. United say Rashford will be back for the season run-in. And holders Sligo put their Connacht under-20 football title on the line tonight. They travel to Castlebar for a semi-final meeting with Mayo from 7 o'clock. There's a half-7 start for the Ulster semi-final clash of Down in Mullin and Portgessler in Newry, while in the Ulster under-20 hurling championship, it's Waterford versus Clare at Friarfield. For all the latest and breaking news, turn on push notifications on your OTB Sports app now.
News Talk weather.
Thanks to Ryanair. Best birthday present ever. Give a Ryanair gift card.
Very windy at times today with showers and longer spells of rain. Highest temperature 6 to 11 degrees. And now you're up to date on News Talk.
And you are listening to Lunchtime Live with Andrea Gilligan. We're here until 2 o'clock this Wednesday afternoon. Plenty to keep you company though over the next 2 hours. We'll be talking about electric cars and the cut to the EV purchasing grant from July. I actually had an EV car myself for the past week just as a test drive, and I was interested to see how or if the infrastructure has changed since I did it this time last year. Spoiler alert, it hasn't. But we'll be chatting about this very shortly. If you're thinking of buying an electric car, or if you're one of the many people who maybe ordered one last year and you're still waiting to receive that car, I want to hear how the cut to the grant is going to affect you. You can call us or drop me an email either. That's lunchtimelive@newstalk.com. We'll also hear a really shocking story today after 1 o'clock. I'll be talking to the mum of a 13-year-old girl with cerebral palsy who was scammed out of buying a wheelchair for her daughter. It's incredible stuff, terrible story. We'll hear that on the programme today, and we'll also be talking about this.
And did you have a nickname, Ted? No, I didn't. You must have had one. No.
Father Briefly. Father Briefly, do you remember at all what Ted's nickname was at St. Collins? Oh, let's see now. What's this as was?
Don't worry about it, Joe. I'll tell myself. It was Father Fluffy Bottom.
Yeah, Father Ted, brilliant. Well, there's a great story in The Independent today about the best nicknames, and it's everything from the simple to the straightforward. Ones like the guy who's known as Biscuits because he once went out with a girl named Kimberly, to the more complex stories. So I want to hear, what's your nickname? The best nicknames. Maybe you're somebody who you're fairly good at giving people nicknames. Whatever the case, I want to hear the best nicknames on the show today. You can let me know. You can send them in to me for free on WhatsApp. It's 087 1400 106. But before all of that, the US President, of course, Joe Biden, arrived in Belfast last night. He's heading to Carlingford later, then Dundalk, and back in Dublin later tonight. Of course, the address at Leinster House is tomorrow, and off to Mayo on Friday. But not everybody is happy that he's here. And I want to hear, do you support the US President's visit to Ireland? It's 1800 453 106. People Before Profit TD Richard Boyd Barrett is on the line. Richard, you don't welcome Biden here.
Well, I don't welcome any of his policy, and that's why we will be protesting this evening, because we think much of US foreign policy is making the world a more dangerous place and is encouraging war and militarism, and is involved in supporting some of the most brutal regimes in the world. Biden himself was, along with George Bush, probably the most vociferous advocate for the occupation and invasion of Iraq, which killed hundreds of thousands of people. He is an absolutely avowed supporter of Israel, despite all of the war crimes that are being committed by Israel as we speak, of illegal occupation of Palestinian territory, the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. He has also sold billions of dollars worth of weapons, missiles, airplanes to the Saudi dictatorship as part of its very, very brutal war in Yemen over recent years.
So it's foreign policy. That's why you're protesting. Can you separate that though at all for the duration of the trip? Like, is it possible to separate the President's visit to Ireland, given the strong connections that we have in terms of the relationship, the economic ties, etc., for the duration of the 4 or 5 days?
Well, I think we don't have very many opportunities to question and challenge US foreign policy, and obviously on the occasion of the President's visit, that would be the opportunity to do it. And you'll remember it's only recently that Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the EU Commission, came and addressed the Dáil, and there was an opportunity for her to be questioned and challenged over certain aspects of the European policy. I mean, that surely is the whole point of these visits.
Well, there won't be an opportunity, though, I didn't think, for you to question Joe Biden. They're not taking questions during his address.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And we believe that is fundamentally wrong. The Dáil is a democratic debating chamber where the issues that affect this country and the world are supposed to be openly discussed. And yet, uniquely, the US president is going to be given an opportunity to make a speech where there will be no questioning at all by the elected representatives of the people of this country. And I believe that's wrong.
So the fact, though, Richard, when you look at the number of US companies operating in Ireland, the numbers that are employed, is it, what, in the region of about 200,000 or so? The role of the US in the Good Friday Agreement, something that was, of course, marked only this Monday. The open invite we have to the US. Do we just park all of that then and ignore the ties that exist?
Well, I don't think there's I don't think anybody's suggesting we park it, but I don't think any of that means that we aren't allowed to ask questions or raise criticisms of the policies that the US are pursuing, and these affect us very directly. I mean, to my mind, at least one aspect of current government policy is to move Ireland away from its position of neutrality and towards greater involvement with the NATO military alliance that is dominated by the United States, and which Joe Biden is a very big proponent of expanding NATO and of further militarizing Europe. Now, these are issues that directly affect the people of this country, and surely whatever investment the United States make in this country doesn't mean that the US president should be insulated from questions.
Okay, so if that's the case and people are unhappy and critical of Joe Biden and US state foreign policy, then, like, how many people are you expecting to actually turn out at the protest?
Well, given that the whole visit has been organised at very, very short notice, and the details have been at very short notice, I wouldn't expect we will have a huge turnout, to be honest, and also Dublin City.
Is that not a sign then that people just, maybe this isn't something that's on their radar?
Well, I don't think we'll have huge amounts of people turning out to sort of trump us.
Well, I'd imagine Ballina and Mayo is going to be
I would imagine there'll be a decent, in fairness, there probably will be a fair crowd out there. But let's remember, we've also had I think he should ask the question, why is it Joe Biden sold billions in weapons to Saudi Arabia, which is probably one of the most brutal and autocratic.
Testing. I don't think there should be an issue with asking President Biden any questions about policies, but I do think it's kind of silly to think that Ireland has any impact at all upon whether or not America is going to be a military force in the world. It's been a military force in the world for a long time, with various presidents doing various things. And I find it very interesting that they complain about the Iraq War, which I would complain about as well, but meanwhile say nothing about billions of US dollars that have gone to support Ukraine in their defense against Russia. That's okay, but everything else isn't. At the end of the day, Ireland can't dictate American policy. It's the way it is.
The point around his visit here, like some of the messages coming in, and I was just going to read them, but just so maybe now is timely. Like Pete, for instance, is one of many who thinks we're actually an embarrassment the way we've fawned over US presidents. Do you agree with that? Does he have a point?
I think it kind of shows the fact that Ireland wants to present itself as very welcoming to America. And I think it is very welcoming to tourists. A lot of tourists come to America. I live in Killarney. I see them all the time. A lot, they bring their American money and they spend it here. So I don't think anyone wants American tourists not to come. For that matter, I believe Shannon Airport gets a lot of money from the military coming through as well. I think it's a bit silly for Ireland to think that they can say, well, the military that comes here, we think it's okay for them to go to this location, but not this location. And I don't think it's fawning at the end of the day. I think it's welcoming. And Ireland, I find, since I've been here since 2004, Ireland is welcoming quite a bit to all sorts of foreign leaders that come and visit, whether they be English or even Chinese, and I don't think that it's a fawning per se. Although the Obama Plaza is a bit silly.
How do you feel about that, Liam? Like the fact that it's the 8th American president to visit this country. Do you see it as embarrassing at all?
Not at all.
It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, to have so many American presidents with Irish roots and willing to celebrate those Irish roots. But in the case of Joe Biden, who is a true Irish American and has always proclaimed his Irishness, and who has supported Ireland extensively throughout the Brexit process and over the Northern Ireland Protocol, and supported them recently with the Windsor framework, and purposely came to Northern Ireland to show his support. It would be very peculiar if we didn't welcome him. He's been a great friend to Ireland. Naturally, we don't have to agree with everything that America does in regard to Iraq or other things that people before profit object to, but there are lots of reasons why we should support America. As I said, it's the greatest democracy in the world. It has a great feeling for Ireland and has been very beneficial to us in terms of not just Northern Ireland, but our economic development. America being one of our greatest trading partners, and the people sometimes forget that there are more people employed by Irish companies in America than there are American companies in Ireland. So we have a great deal of economic interaction with America, but mainly the cultural aspect. America is democracy, Ireland is a democracy, and we support one another in a world that has become very dangerous. As I said already, people before profit didn't support President Zelensky when he addressed the Dáil, so that tells you all you need to know about their attitude to those sort of things.
Andrew is with
the
us.
Irish people as a whole are very much in support of Ukraine and are on the same side as the Americans who are is supportive.
Andrew's joining us as well, Liam. Andrew, do you agree with the protests, or do you welcome Joe Biden to Ireland?
Oh, I'd obviously welcome him to Ireland personally. I mean, America is obviously a huge supporter of Ireland, really be punch above our weight in terms of influence with the US. That's pretty clear. I think most European countries, when Biden or other American presidents go to visit, it doesn't get anything like the level of coverage that we get in the US from an American presidential visit. From an economic perspective, I think, of course, the American Chamber of Commerce, they invest $28 billion every year into our economy, and about 342,000 people are employed directly or indirectly by US companies in Ireland. So I think absolutely I'd welcome them, but at the same time, it's a free country, it's a democracy, and under any democracy, people have the right to protest. And the day we let that doesn't happen, we don't have a democracy. So absolutely let them protest, but it's not a protest that I personally would be involved in.
Anne has got in touch. She says, I'd have no problem protesting if Trump was coming as president, but not Biden. Biden's a great leader of the democratic world while democracy is under threat with the rise as well, says Anne. Another listener, seriously, the relationship we have with the US so important to maintain. Had we not have had such strong bonds with the US, the Good Friday Agreement would never have actually come to a conclusion, in my opinion, says Irene. Another listener has got in touch to